Hi there, seventh graders. All right, we are on activity 4 in our lesson 3 notebook for unit 2. This one is going to be calcium chloride, baking soda, water. So yesterday or the previous activity, we did calcium chloride and water. And we noticed quite a few things about that. There was a little bit of fizzing, not a whole lot, but if you looked really carefully, you did see a few bubbles. But the most noticeable change that we saw or actually felt was that there was heat. It was really hot. So that was an indication that this probably was a chemical change. We didn't apply any heat. We didn't put it in the microwave. We didn't take it out of the oven or put it over a flame, but it did release some heat when the two substances were combined. So that was activity 3. This activity, we're adding in baking soda. So let's see what we got going on here. All right, we're going to take a spoonful of baking soda and a spoonful of calcium chloride. We're going to add it to this little plastic bag. So this is calcium chloride. Okay. So I'm taking a spoonful and adding it to the bag. And then I'm going to take a spoonful of just baking soda that I have in this cup and adding it to the bag. Okay, pretty easy. Then it says to gently place the 10 milliliters of water, which I have measured out in this cup, and we're going to stand it up right. Close it, try to get out as much air as we can. Close it. All right, I'm going to spill this water into our mixture there. Oh, we have bubbles. I don't know if you can hear that. But that's a whole lot of fizzing. And boy, this bag is really getting inflated. So we definitely have produced a gas. Now, it feels a little warm. I would say not quite as warm as just in this little corner here. So there might be some more calcium chloride down in this corner. It is not as warm as the calcium chloride and the water. So adding the baking soda did decrease the energy release, but we definitely produced much more gas. You can see it broke my bag. Yeah, I kind of was expecting that to happen, but it still surprised me. All right, so definitely a gas is produced. We do feel a little bit of heat, not as much, but there is heat there. Okay, so type in our observations for that one. And then you're going to go to slide 12, and you're going to add in the answers to the questions. Was there a color change? The answer is no. Was a gas produced? Yes, it blew up the bag actually. Did we apply heat? We did not. Did it feel hot or cold? Felt a little warm? Yes. So a couple things that tell us that this is a chemical change. We produced a new substance. So when we go back up to our hypothesis was if a new substance is formed, okay, we probably have a chemical change. We do have a chemical change if a new substance is formed. And or if heat is given off or absorbed. So we did feel some heat there. So both of those things tell us that we have a chemical change. Okay. Other things that might hint to a chemical change could be a color change or an odor that we smell. Okay. Might hint that it's a chemical change. But definitely when we've produced something new, or if energy is absorbed or released, but we didn't apply energy, or we didn't manually or physically take away energy by like putting it into the refrigerator. So if there's a temperature change and we didn't really do anything to cause that temperature change, then that's going to indicate that this is a chemical change, not a physical one. Another thing is we can't reverse the effects. I cannot evaporate this water and then get my calcium chloride back or my baking soda back, that's not going to happen. I can't reverse this, okay? Even if I try to evaporate the water, I'm not going to get calcium chloride or baking soda in that bag. So can't reverse it. That's going to be a chemical change. All right, so the second one that we're going to look at is activity 5. So this one, we're going to use a little bit piece of Alka-Seltzer. Now my Alka-Seltzer is broken up, unfortunately, but that's okay. I can still use it. I have a flask that I filled up with about 150 milliliters of water. And I have something called an indicator. This is bromothymol blue. Okay. And yeah, my Alka-Seltzer tablet. So we are going to pour the indicator into the water. Notice it's beautiful blue color. So I had a very smart student yesterday say that we didn't have any color changes in the experiments from yesterday because, and we can't say they were color changes because we already started with a clear liquid, and whatever the substance was turned the liquid that color. So like the yeast turned the clear liquid brown because the yeast was brown. And that's what happened here with the bromothymol blue. When I added it to the water, all it did was turn that clear water blue. That's not really a color change, even though the water turned blue. It's only because the bromothymol mixed in with the water and spread around, the particles spread around, and just we see this blue color now, okay? All right. But I am going to add this Alka-Seltzer and see if something's going on here. All right, so I can see some fizzing happening. Oh. All right, and this is what we call a color change. It is now turning from blue to more like a brown color. And it's even lightening up from here. So we're just going to kind of let it do its thing. Oops, sorry. All right. So some of that blue from the bromothymol blue indicator is kind of rising up with the bubbles, but even the bubbles are more like a yellow or green color as it's kind of getting mixed in here. That's definitely a color change. That's what we call a color change. We did not add anything brown to like a clear liquid. It started out blue, and we added a white Alka-Seltzer tablet, and we now have this brown liquid. So that is definitely a color change. Okay, we have bubbles, so that tells us we produced a gas. And I don't feel any temperature change. So this is neither hot nor cold. Okay. All right. So typing out your observations, we saw bubbles. There was a color change. It went from blue to brown. There was fizzing. No odor. So, okay. Going on to the next chart, or the next row in the chart. Alka-Seltzer, an indicator. Was there a color change? This is one where we can answer yes. Was a gas produced? Yes. Did we apply heat? No. Did it feel hot or cold? No. The fact that we have a color change and that it produced something new, a gas, that tells us we have a chemical change. Even though there wasn't a temperature change, we had a new substance being produced. So that's a chemical change. All right, so those are the two labs that we will, actually we could do this one too. So let's do activity 6. I'm going to pause it and grab my materials, but we're going to do activity 6 because this is, I've got all the stuff really close to me, so we can do this one. Okay, taking my baking soda and calcium chloride, setting it right there. Okay, so we have 2 spoonfuls of baking soda. Oh man. 1 and 2. 1 spoonful of calcium chloride. All right, then the bromoformal blue. Same procedure as the previous activities. I have 2 cups in there. I'm going to just get rid of this one little cup. There we go. I'm going to squeeze out everything. Okay. Here we go. I feel like I need an apron on. All right, that is definitely a color change again. Oh, and we are producing a gas, and it feels quite warm. We got all the things. All right, so I'm gonna, before it breaks, there we go. Okay. All right, so we got all the things. Color change, gas produced, heat. It's warm. Ooh, it's quite warm over there. So where some of that calcium chloride has pooled. Oh, and it's, I'm gonna do it again. There we go. All right. Yep, okay. So typing out the observations. Color change, it went from white substance, white calcium chloride, white baking soda, blue indicator, and the substance turned this kind of brownish, yellowish color. And we definitely have a gas produced, or bubbles. So our observations, we're not going to say a gas was produced, but we're going to say that bubbles formed, the bag expanded, and it felt warm. There's no significant odor, so there's no apparent odor that I can smell. Okay. All right, so our baking soda, calcium chloride, and indicator, was there a color change? Yes. Was a gas produced? We're going to infer that because of the bubbles, so yes. Did we apply heat? No, we didn't. But in the reaction, it released some energy, so we feel the heat, we feel the energy. So that would, all of those things, this is a chemical change. Produced something new, we feel heat, we have an apparent, definite color change. Tell us that we definitely have a chemical reaction. This thing is still, like, there we go. We'll leave it open. Oh, it's getting kind of like purpley now. Lovely. Okay. That is it. The copper chloride aluminum foil we definitely have to hold off on, so we'll do that at another time, and we'll see you later.